Look, we're not going to sugarcoat this. We are officially out of time for half measures and empty promises on climate change. The situation is about as dire as a zoo seeing its last panda use a pregnancy test as a coffee filter. It's not looking good. This message is for the folks at the top, the people who can actually write a check large enough to matter. The stakeholders of giants like BLACKROCK and Vanguard, those pulling the strings of global climate finance. This isn't about charity, it's about survival. And right now, survival hinges on a $30 billion bet. The Global Climate Engineering Alliance needs that money, and they need it yesterday. The good news is, the GCEA isn't just holding out a tin can hoping for loose change. They've got a plan. In fact, they've got 10 of them. We're talking about a portfolio of technological solutions so ambitious, so potentially world-altering that it would make Elon Musk blush. And yes, before you ask, some of it sounds a bit like it's straight out of science fiction, but honestly, haven't we been in dire need of some sci-fi solutions for a while now? This isn't about some vague hope for a greener future. This is about immediate action with the potential for real measurable change. Over the next few minutes, we're diving deep into the GCEA's ambitious plan. And to those holding the purse strings, we'll be watching very, very closely to see if you decide to be a part of the solution or just another reason we're in this mess in the first place. First up, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the carbon in our atmosphere. The GCEA proposes an army of AI-powered satellites. Now, these aren't your grandpa's weather satellites. These are equipped with cutting-edge carbon capture technology, acting like tiny, highly efficient vacuum cleaners, sucking up excess CO2 from the atmosphere. Think of it like this. We've been pumping carbon into the atmosphere like it's going out of style. So why not just clean it up? These aren't just some pie-in-the-sky prototypes either. We're talking about fully realized designs ready to be built and launched. And the beauty of it, these satellites work autonomously, constantly learning and adapting to optimize carbon capture. It's like having a Roomba for the entire planet, except instead of just picking up dust bunnies, it's saving humanity. Who needs a Roomba when you can have a Skymba? We'll work on the name later. Okay, now imagine this. You're strolling through your city. The air is crisp, clean, and shockingly breathable. No, you haven't been transported to a pristine mountaintop. You've just experienced the magic of smart atmospheric detoxification towers. These futuristic structures act as giant air purifiers, strategically placed in pollution hotspots around the globe. But these aren't your average air filters. Oh no, we're talking advanced filtration systems powered by, you guessed it, AI that can identify and neutralize even the most harmful pollutants. Think of them as giant lungs, inhaling smog and exhaling clean, fresh air. And the best part, the captured pollutants can be repurposed for other uses, because even our planet's problems can be surprisingly eco-friendly. It's recycling on a whole new level. Now, we all know the ocean is vast, mysterious, and frankly a bit terrifying, looking at you anglerfish. But it's also in dire need of our help. Rising sea temperatures are wreaking havoc on marine ecosystems and contributing to catastrophic weather events. That's where the GCEA's AI-controlled oceanic climate regulators come in. These underwater marvels work by strategically regulating ocean temperatures, preventing the formation of superstorms and protecting fragile marine life. Imagine a network of underwater robots diligently patrolling the ocean, ensuring the temperature stays just right. It's like having a giant global thermostat for our ocean. And for once, we're not just cranking up the heat. Chapter 4: Hyper-Resilient AI Infrastructure Mesh for Cities, Weathering the Storm, literally. Let's face it, cities, those concrete jungles we call home, are particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. Flooding, heat waves, power outages, you name it, cities are on the front lines. But what if our cities could adapt, could become resilient in the face of these challenges? Enter the hyper-resilient AI infrastructure mesh. This intricate network of sensors, AI, and smart materials would be integrated into the very fabric of our cities. Think self-adjusting buildings that adapt to extreme temperatures, smart grids that optimize energy consumption during heat waves, and early warning systems that predict and mitigate flooding. It's like giving our cities a technological immune system, helping them not just survive but thrive in the face of climate change. Chapter 5, AI-driven emergency, Geo-Sim Grid, EGG. Because even disaster planning can be high-tech. All right, let's be honest, sometimes it feels like we're just one major climate disaster away from a real-life disaster movie. But what if we could predict and even prepare for these events before they happen? That's the idea behind the AI-driven emergency Geo-Sim Grid, or EGG as the cool kids are calling it. This powerful AI system would use complex algorithms and real-time data to simulate and predict climate-related emergencies. Imagine a giant, incredibly detailed simulation of the entire planet, constantly running scenarios and predicting potential disasters. This would give governments and aid organizations a crucial head start in preparing for and mitigating the worst of it. It's like having a crystal ball for climate disasters, except this one is powered by data, not dubious fortune-telling. Chapter 6, Terraforming Nanodrones with Smart Geo-Targeting Tiny Robots, Big Impact Nanotechnology. It's the science of the incredibly small with incredibly big potential. The GCEA proposes deploying swarms of terraforming nanodrones with smart geo-targeting. Now, before you picture millions of tiny robots staging a hostile takeover, it's not like that entirely. These microscopic marvels would be programmed to target specific environmental issues. Need to repair a damaged ozone layer? Nanobots are on it. How about cleaning up oil spills or removing plastic from the ocean? Nanobots assemble. These tiny environmental superheroes would be deployed with pinpoint accuracy, carrying out tasks that are currently either impossible or incredibly expensive. It's like having a microscopic cleanup crew for the entire planet, and frankly, it's about time. Heat waves and floods are like the uninvited guests who just won't leave, overstaying their welcome and causing chaos wherever they go. But what if we could just hit the pause button on these extreme weather events? Well, the GCEA's AI-directed heat and flood shock interruption fields propose to do just that. Using a combination of advanced sensors, artificial intelligence, and targeted energy dispersal, these fields would essentially create localized buffers against extreme weather. Imagine a protective dome over a city during a heat wave, or a force field diverting floodwaters away from vulnerable areas. It's like having a weather control system straight out of science fiction, and frankly, it's starting to feel like we might need it. Feeding a growing global population while also combating climate change, it's a tall order. But someone's got to fill it. That's where autonomous precision agriculture, or Agro-AI Plus, comes in. This revolutionary approach to farming utilizes AI, big data, and robotics to optimize every aspect of food production. Imagine a world where self-driving tractors till the land with pinpoint accuracy, drones monitor crop health in real time, and AI systems predict and mitigate the impact of weather events on crops. This isn't some futuristic fantasy, it's the future of sustainable farming. With Agro-AI Plus, we can increase food production while minimizing environmental impact. A win-win for everyone, except maybe for those who are super into driving tractors. Renewable energy is great, but storing it efficiently, that's been the tricky part, until now, that is. The GCEA proposes a network of cross-continental smart supergrid battery hubs. Think of it as a giant interconnected battery for the entire planet, storing renewable energy and distributing it where it's needed, when it's needed. These hubs would be strategically located around the globe, taking advantage of areas with high renewable energy potential. Imagine harnessing the power of the Sahara Desert sun and transmitting it to power cities across Europe. It's like a global energy sharing program fueled by the sun, wind, and waves. With these supergrids, we can finally ditch fossil fuels and embrace a cleaner, more sustainable energy future. Okay, last but not least, let's talk accountability. We've all heard enough empty promises and greenwashing campaigns to last a lifetime. That's why the GCEA's plan includes a system for ESG blockchain integration for global climate compliance. This blockchain-based platform would track climate-related investments and initiatives, ensuring transparency and accountability for governments and corporations. Imagine a public ledger where every climate promise, every dollar invested is tracked and verified. No more hiding behind vague commitments or fudging the numbers. With this system, greenwashing becomes a thing of the past and real action becomes the only option. So there you have it. The Global Climate Engineering Alliance's plan isn't just some far-fetched dream, it's a lifeline. These 10 initiatives represent a bold, ambitious, and entirely achievable roadmap to tackling the climate crisis head-on. But none of it happens without action, without commitment, and most importantly, without funding. That's where you come in, dear stakeholders. You have the power, and let's be honest, the responsibility to make this happen. The $30 billion the GCEA needs is a drop in the bucket compared to the trillions your firms manage. It's a small price to pay for a chance to secure a livable future for generations to come. This isn't the time for hesitation or empty promises. The clock is ticking and the world is watching. Fund the GCEA, support these initiatives, and let's finally get to work on building a better, more sustainable future. Because frankly, we're all out of time for anything less.